Okay, so Brandon was asking for my setup and then later asked for a track guide for Road America. Um, so anyway, I thought I would give one. Let me just show you the setup I have. This is the R3C.1 and here's the settings. I've shared that in Discord. So I'll do a slow lap and then a fast lap. Okay, so first time you're at speed when you're coming into this corner, you're going to brake just after this. What is it? 2 cones? What is that? 2 or 3? Anyway, the second last set of cones is 3. Right about here is where I brake, kind of halfway between them, and I go down into 3rd gear and get to power right about here, and try to keep the car as right as possible. Use all of the exit, obviously. And then this next one, I'm braking. It's hard to really say, but it's about here. So it's well before you get to that line before the one on the left. There's kind of a little dip in the pavement there. But it's after that first line where the skid marks are that I just put down. It's right about here, about halfway between that, maybe a third of the way in there. Anyway, get down to 3rd gear. I'll be in 4th. I shift down to 3rd. This corner is important, and you want to not overbrake and you want to not underbrake, obviously, but the balance of which is really, really important. You want to make sure if you're going to sacrifice anything, sacrifice the entry, because this is a long straightaway afterwards. Now this next corner, I brake about a car length before the 2, and I brake on an angle so that I can get over the rumble strips. So I brake right about here, roughly. And I position the car, on or about here, sometimes all the way over the curbs, down to 2nd gear. You want to try and keep the minimum speed as high as possible and get to power as soon as possible. And here, this is the corner I hate the most. The braking zone is probably about here. We'll have to see when I go into an actual speed lap, and that's a light thing because it's so easy to overbrake and cause too much rotation, and then you're fighting it through here, and you may save it, but you're going to lose half a second. Here is this corner is flat out, like you don't lift if you do it right. And then you brake here just before the 2, right about there. And this is another corner where you want to release the brakes and let it roll to the center and then get on the power. This corner here is tricky. As soon as you get into 4th gear, you back off, you kind of balance the throttle, maybe even lift to get a bit of rotation, and back on full throttle. You could lift, or you could just tap the brakes. This is flat out, obviously. And then braking for this next one is at the 3 marker. Get the power as soon as you can in 2nd gear. There's no braking here, it's flat out. And here, about a car length into that dark pavement is when you get on the power. And let me just go back to it. This is a really important corner as well. So let me just first cover that braking zone. So you see where the pavement turns dark, right there. So about a car length into that is when I start to brake. Sometimes I push a little harder, but only if maybe I'm trying to defend somebody on the inside. But right about here is where I'm braking. It's not a heavy braking zone, it's light, and it's really all about just setting the car balance-wise so that you can get a nice turn in here and get to power soon. You should be able to get to power right about here. And if you're waiting till about here, then you've not got the right angle on that corner. So anyway, All right, so let's. This won't be a fast lap because I don't have the right run for. I'll do two laps and then we'll go from there. All right, so again, it's after the second set of cones, you brake down to third gear, full throttle early. In the dip. Careful on the exit, you don't take too much of that grass, it will be an off track. And brake just before the 2 marker here on an angle. Good exit. Brake lightly going up the hill. That was too cautious, but anyway, better to be too cautious than to spin out there. Full throttle here, you don't lift. Brake just before the 2. Release the brakes, get to the center, and then get onto the power. A little bit of 4th gear, and then a lift, a little balance, and then back on the full throttle. A little balance, then a lift, then back on full throttle. Just to, that lift is to get that nose to turn in. Again, flat here. I shifted too early, but anyway. Braking at the 3 marker. The brake release is really important in that corner. Not the best exit on that corner, but not terrible. Okay, one more lap. This is full fuel, by the way. So on that entry into the corner, the brake release, just to keep a bit of weight on the nose, enough to make it turn in, but not enough to slow the car too much. That's really important, and then easy on the throttle. It's not great. I held on to the brakes too long. Too much trail braking into that corner caused that.
Sector 2 is 2/10 off your best.
About the same. Anyway, hopefully that gives you some idea of how to approach Road America. There are faster guys than me by a long shot, but this is how I approach it.
112. Sector 3 is 2/10 off your best.
Anyway, hopefully that helps. There we go. Hope that helps. Cheers.